why time flows forward. Have you ever listened to silence? Not just the absence of sound, but the deep, resonant silence at the edge of sleep? In that silence, if you listen very, very carefully, you can hear it. Not with your ears, but with your entire being. A soft, relentless whisper. The whisper of a moment becoming a memory. The whisper of time itself, flowing in one direction. Forward. We are all passengers on a river that has no banks. We can't get off. We can't turn the boat around. We can only drift from the misty shores of the past into the unknown, unfolding future. But why? Why does this river only flow one way? Welcome, travelers. Today, we are not just going to ask one of the universe's greatest questions. We are going to dive headfirst into its mystical, beautiful, and terrifying depths. On the surface, the answer seems obvious. Cause and effect. The glass falls because you knocked it over. You remember your first kiss, but you don't remember tomorrow's lunch. This is the arrow of time, and it seems to be etched into the very fabric of our reality. But what if I told you that this arrow is an illusion, a shadow cast by something far grander, and that the true nature of time is not a river, but an ocean? To understand this, we must first perform a little magic, a thought experiment. I want you to imagine a film reel of your life. You can hold it in your hands. You can run the film forward. You're born. You learn to walk. You grow. You love. You age. It makes perfect sense. Now, I want you to imagine running that film backwards. You see a strange, impossible world. Smoke pours into a cigarette and seals it perfectly. A shattered vase gathers its own pieces from the floor and leaps, whole, back onto the table. An old man grows younger, his memories fading, his body shrinking, returning to the womb. It's absurd. It's comical. It feels wrong. But why? The laws of physics, at their most fundamental microscopic level, don't really care. An electron moving forward in time looks almost identical to one moving backward. The equations work both ways. So, if the tiny building blocks are ambivalent, where does this overwhelming, universal direction come from? The first clue was found not in a telescope, but in a teacup. Imagine a single drop of ink falling into a glass of pure, clear water. At the moment it hits the surface, it's a concentrated, ordered blob of color, a moment of pure potential. Then it begins to spread. It swirls, it dances, it filaments into beautiful, intricate patterns, and finally, it settles into a uniform, hazy purple. The ink is now perfectly, randomly mixed with the water. This, my friends, is the true magic. This is the most powerful force directing time's arrow. It's called entropy. Now don't let the word scare you. Forget dry, scientific definitions. Think of entropy as the universe's tendency from order to disorder, from concentration to diffusion, from potential to equilibrium. The universe prefers the mixed state. It finds it infinitely more comfortable, more probable than the ordered one. You will never, ever see that hazy purple water spontaneously gather all its ink particles back into a single, neat drop at the surface. The chance of that happening is so astronomically small, you could wait 1 trillion lifetimes of the universe and never see it. This is the engine of time. The universe began, at the moment of the Big Bang, in a state of unimaginably low entropy. It was a cosmic singularity, a point of infinite heat, infinite density, and perfect, pristine order. A single, cosmic ink drop of potential. And from that moment, it has been doing one thing and one thing only: spreading out, mixing, dissipating, seeking equilibrium. This great cosmic diffusion is what we experience as the flow of time. Every time you break an egg, you are creating disorder. Every time a star burns its fuel, it is spreading energy out into the void. Every time you have a thought, neurons fire in your brain, a process that generates heat and increases the disorder of the universe. We are not just passengers on this river, we are active participants in its flow. Our very lives are a testament to the universe's journey from order to disorder. But this is where the story gets truly strange, where physics bleeds into philosophy, and philosophy into mysticism. Why did the universe start in a state of such perfect order? Who or what wound up the cosmic clock? Some scientists propose a multiverse, an infinite froth of universes, each with different initial conditions. We just happen to be in one where the arrow of time points forward, making our existence possible. It's an anthropic coincidence, but I find that unsatisfying. It feels like we're missing the poetry. What if the low entropy beginning wasn't a random starting point, but a choice? What if our universe, in its first moment, was like a conscious entity, taking a deep, focused breath, holding all its potential in a single point before beginning the great cosmic exhalation that we call time? This leads us to a more mystical, more breathtaking possibility, an idea that has been whispered by sages and mystics for millennia and is now being echoed by the most avant-garde theories in physics. What if the flow of time is an emergent illusion? Think of a movie. When you watch it, you see smooth, continuous motion, people walking, talking, living. But we know a movie is just a series of still images, frames, flickering past at 24 frames per second. Your brain stitches them together into a seamless flow of time. Now imagine reality itself is like that. What if the universe is not a continuous, flowing stream, but a series of frozen, static nows? A vast, infinite collection of moments, like the pages of a book stacked upon each other. There is no past that physically exists, and no future waiting in the wings. There is only an infinite series of frames, and our consciousness, our awareness, is the projector light. Our perception, our consciousness, is what reads these frozen frames in a particular sequence. It is the act of observation itself that creates the sensation of past, present, and future. We are not moving through time. Our focus is moving across a landscape of eternal moments. This means your past is not a place you can visit. It is a memory, a record etched into the current frame. Your future is not predetermined. It is a potential, a superposition of possibilities, waiting for the light of your consciousness to fall upon it and make it real. In this view, the Big Bang was simply frame one, the moment the projector was switched on, and entropy is just the direction in which the film was loaded. It's the narrative structure of our cosmic story. This is where we touch upon the truly magical. If consciousness and time are so deeply linked, what does that say about us? Are we merely helpless observers on a predetermined ride? Or are we, in some small but significant way, the creators of our own timeline? Think about your own life. When you are fully immersed in a moment of joy, of love, of creation, time seems to vanish. It doesn't fly or crawl. It simply ceases to be. You touch a state of timelessness. Conversely, in moments of boredom or agony, every second is a heavy, leaden weight. This is not just a psychological trick. This is a clue. It suggests that our awareness has the ability to warp, to stretch, and to compress our personal experience of time's river. We are not just leaves on the current. We are the navigators, able to change the very texture of the water around our boat. So, why does time flow forward? The scientific answer is entropy, the great impersonal engine of dissipation that started at the dawn of our universe. But the mystical answer, the magical answer, is that it flows forward because we are facing that direction. Because our consciousness, our very nature as perceiving beings, is wired to read the cosmic film in that order. We are the meaning makers, the storytellers. And a story needs a beginning, a middle, and an end. The flow of time is the breath of the universe. The inhale was the singularity. The exhale is the expanding, evolving cosmos. And we are that universe become conscious of itself, feeling the breath move through us, moment by moment, creating the beautiful, tragic, and glorious story of our lives. It is the ultimate magic trick, the universe, hiding its timeless, static nature behind the glorious, flowing illusion of change. And we are both the audience and the magician. The river flows forward because we are looking downstream, our eyes fixed on the horizon of what is to come, while the wake of what was fades into the mists behind us. But never forget, the river, the boat, and the traveler are all one and the same. This journey into the heart of time is just the beginning. If your mind is buzzing with questions, if you feel that thrill of the unknown, then you are exactly where you are meant to be. I would be honored if you joined our community of explorers here. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more voyages into the mysteries of reality. The universe has so many more secrets to share with us, and I want you to be here for all of them. And I want to hear from you. The flow of time is a personal experience. Comment down below and tell me, if you could send a one-sentence message backward through time to your younger self, what would it be? Your stories are part of this grand narrative. Finally, if today's journey resonated with you, if you felt that spark of connection to the deeper layers of reality, then you might be ready to go further. We have only scratched the surface of the emergent nature of time, consciousness, and the holographic nature of our cosmos. I explore these ideas in profound depth in my book, Holographic Multiverse. It's a guidebook for the soul of a modern mystic. The link to purchase it is in the description below. It would be my privilege to be your guide. Thank you for sharing this moment in time with me. Remember, the future is not a destination. It is a creation. Until next time, stay curious,